Okay, we're into three different formulas. Mr. Jensen, Mr. Traynor, and Mr. Sharpe. What you want to do with the flowchart is always eliminate two calculations. So it's very straightforward. On the left side, Jensen, Traynor has a high R squared, or it's a diversified portfolio. Now, we still have two men left, Mr. Traynor and Mr. Jensen, or Alpha. My position is that Jensen Alpha makes sense. Traynor doesn't make as much sense. So, if there's an alpha answer, I'm always going to go for the alpha answer. And I'm going to ignore Traynor, and because it's a diversified portfolio, I'm going to ignore Sharpe. So I'm only doing one set of calculations. That's all I'm going to do. Why do I say alpha makes sense? Because if the number's positive, it's telling me that the, let's call it mutual fund, the mutual fund manager's outperforming his peers or her peers. Whereas if it's negative, it tells me that the mutual fund manager is not outperforming their peers. So let's say it's a large cap fund and it has a very good positive alpha, and you're looking at another large cap fund which has a negative alpha, I'm definitely going to go with the one that has the positive alpha. The problem with Mr. Traynor is when you calculate the number, it's meaningless. It doesn't mean anything. You have to compare it to another fund, and you want to pick the highest number, or you have to compare it to the market because it's just a number. So that's why the default system works, that alpha, if available, you use it. So that eliminates Traynor and Sharpe. Now, if it's a non-diversified portfolio, that eliminates Jensen and Traynor. Because now, when it's a non-diversified portfolio, or the R squared is low, you automatically use Sharpe. Well, Sharpe has the same problem that Traynor does. When you calculate the Sharpe, the answer is a number which is meaningless. And you again have to compare it to what? Another fund, and you want to pick the highest number, or you have to compare it to the market. Now, all that said, I'm going to page with that has number 6. It's right above the information ratio. This question, number 6, is a very high probability question. Seriously. Now, to do this is a double calculation. You have to go back to standard deviation, and you have to calculate what we did in standard deviation, and we calculated the mean, and we calculated the standard deviation. We did that. You've got to know how to do this. This is a very high probability question. So once you've done that, you can solve the Sharpe equation very easily, because you pick up the return on the portfolio, and it gives you the risk-free return in the question, and you calculated the standard deviation. You did this. you did this. But it is a two-stepper. It is. Now, in the blocks of 60, I wrote a question where you had to solve the beta answer before you could solve the alpha or Traynor answer, because they're functions of beta. Same principle. You may have to use one formula to solve another formula. Or you may have to use one calculation to solve the formula. It may be a two-stepper. Because you say, well, in this question, you might say, well, wait, it doesn't tell me what the mean standard deviation are. Okay. So I just want to emphasize this because, I get feedback on this. Oh, Ken, we had to do the two calculations showed that you do in the Traynor Sharpe area. We had to do that. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what the numbers are. But I just know that they're somehow asking this question and it's a two-stepper. Okay, that's it for this particular section.